What's going on, guys? It's Isaiah and I'm back with another video. This one's a little bit awkward for me, just a smidge, because when I get on this channel I don't really tend to have too many negative things to say about anything, so this is a little different for me. But I want to start this video off by saying that I have no love lost to Line 6. Line 6 is one of my favorite companies. I think I've talked about this before. I'm a little bit of a Line 6 fan, huge fan of the DL4, huge fan of the HX Stomp, huge fan of the Helix. Now I continue to use Line 6 products like that in the future for my different guitar needs. As you guys know, I've recently been messing with the Kemper, recently been messing with the Tonex, and I wanted to try to push air. And the first thing that came to mind for me to try was the Power Cap Plus. And I gotta be honest with you when I say I'm a little bit disappointed in this product, but let's talk about it a little bit, and we're gonna get some sound demos and some comparisons so you can see what I'm talking about. For those who don't know, the Power Cap Plus is a FRFR speaker, which means full range flat response. It's like a cabinet for your modelers, you know, so you still have the experience of stage volume behind you when you're playing with monitors in a live setting, or if you only own a modeler and if you do a gig that doesn't have a dedicated PA, you still have the option to only use the volume of a speaker by itself. So a very useful product. The Line 6 makes two versions. They make the Power Cap, which is a really handy little piece of equipment. It has built-in speaker models as well as the FR mode, and they make the Power Cap Plus, which is pretty much the same thing, as well as having an IR loader in there, which is pretty cool in my opinion on paper. So the Power Cap Plus is a 112 speaker. They run you about $849 on most retailers, less than 40 pounds. It's about the size of like an actual guitar amp. I'll have like some B footage rollers of mine personally. It has built-in feet that tilts it back, which is really cool. I think it's packing maybe 250 watts of power in there. It is really intuitive. It's a little nice piece of equipment. The IO is really simple. You get two combo jack, you get one XLR out to go directly into the mixer. It has MIDI control, USB control, and then you can link it up directly with your Helix and controls from your Helix. All the good stuff that you can expect from Line 6 is going to be present in this product. Let's talk about the things that I don't like about this and the reason why I'm disappointed in it. It's not built very well. You know, it's made out of a plywood, which is okay because it makes a very lightweight cabin. If you're careful with it, it'll be fine. I'm constantly on the road with my gear, so I didn't really think about it, but I think I just personally need something that's a little more heavy duty, something that can stand constantly getting thrown in and out of vans, in and out of trucks, just going everywhere that I go. I feel like the Power Cap Plus, material wise, is probably more of a fancy in your church or in your home type of solution. The whole design of the FRFR is supposed to be for a stage, but it just doesn't really feel like it was meant to go on tours and do crazy stuff like that. It just feels like it would break really easily. It has a screen on the top of it. It can be very sensitive to things, you know, you can easily crack that. There's a lot going on there that could be problematic just in the build quality alone. The big thing that I don't like about the Power Cap Plus is the sound. Now theoretically it should sound fine. It should just be a FR, like it should just give you the sound of your Kemper or the sound of your Tonex or whatever you're using, flat, sending it straight to you, so you shouldn't have issues there. But for some reason it feels like the Power Cap Plus is modifying the tone in a way that's displeasant to my ears. It almost feels like when you plug into the Power Cap Plus, it's failing to try to make your modeler sound like a Helix no matter what you do, because it gives you this blankety, like warm Helix characteristic, but honestly it just ends up sounding like I put a blanket on top of my Kemper, or I put a blanket on top of my Tonex, or whatever I'm using. It's just this really unpleasant, dull, very digital like sound coming from the front of it. And I'm gonna do my best to translate that for you guys on the video. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play something, record it from the direct out of of the Kemper, and then I'm gonna put like a 609 in front of the power cab and just let you guys hear what the speaker sounds like in the room. I want your opinion on it because I don't think it sounds the same. I think it sounds significantly worse. Like it's just this muffled, digitized, awkward sound that's not a good translation or a good reference to what the Kemper actually sounds like. Like genuinely, the Kemper and the power cab came in my life almost simultaneously. So I plugged the Kemper into the power cab and I thought I didn't like the Kemper. I thought it just sounded bad until I got it into my home setup and I played it through the studio monitors and I was like, oh, this thing sounds great. The Kemper is fine. It's the cab. And I felt so crazy about this, like it was my own thing, that I even asked my friend at work, Travis, to bring his quad Cortex and play the power cab a little bit to get his opinion on it. And he found the same thing. And this is kind of funny. Spark or Positive Grid, they recently made a FR cab for the Spark, but it is usable for other modelers. We found that we both like the cab for the Spark better than we like the power cab, and the power cab's like twice the price. And I've been stuck with it. It's been stuck in my rig for a while. If I'm gonna use a Kemper, I almost have to use the power cab in most situations. I'm just like, man, I hate my tone right now. I hate how this sounds on stage. And another thing is, this thing is just simply not loud enough. 250 sounds like it would be great. It sounds like it would be enough for most situations, most realistic gigging situations, but I have dimed this thing. I'm still drowned out by not just the other guitarists, but just the entire band. Like nobody can hear what I'm doing. Nobody can tell that I'm soloing. Nobody knows what's going on just because it's not loud enough. Like even in small rooms, it's not loud enough. It's a really, really quiet cab, almost to the point where I feel like maybe the one that I personally have is a lemon. Maybe there's something wrong with the one that I have because it's a blankety quiet cab, and it's just very confusing because when I look at reviews on it, when I look at other creators talk about it, everybody says that this is a great product. And honestly, for my personal needs and my personal uses, I just have to disagree because all I've gotten was bad out of the power cab, if I'm just being honest. I don't know, guys. Maybe you guys can help me figure it out in the comments. If you've ever used a power cab, can you tell me what your experiences were? If you guys know what might be wrong with this one and if it can be fixed, you can also leave that in the comments, or even if you catch me on Twitch, just tell me live there and we can talk about it on there. I love talking about guitar on Twitch. I love referencing guitar on Twitch. I play guitar on Twitch all the time, so feel free to check that out if you have the time. If you guys can suggest different FR speaker suggestions for the Kemper and for the Tonex, I'm all ears right now. I've kind of been looking into what Laney's creating, especially since I'm going to be on the road and it seems pretty robust. I'll give you guys the playing examples that I promised, and without further ado, this is Isaiah signing out of a short one. I appreciate you guys for watching. Peace out.